Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Katelyn from Katelyn Plans, and today I'm going to be showing you my August designs for my Etsy shop. So these will be available, I think, starting now. I didn't get this video up as early as I would have liked to, but they are available Friday, August 12th at 10 a.m. Central Time. So I have 15 new designs, and then from the top, like some returning stuff that's coming back for fall. So I'm going to walk you through these real fast. My Etsy shop link is down below if you're interested in shopping, and you can also use any of my reps codes for 15% off of your purchase if you're interested in saving a little bit of money. In this collection, I have some like beginning of fall stuff. I've got some end of summer stuff, a lot of like fruit and food themed things, and then some more state flowers for you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into this. Right off the top, it is some returning designs that you may have seen before if you've shopped my Etsy shop for a longer time. So I have two designs for fall that are coming back. We've got the fall foliage and the fall garlands. They've been updated with the new branding on them, and that made way for some more stickers to be included. So there's a few more on the sticker sheets than there were last time I had these designs. Fall garlands got a bunch of these stars, and then fall foliage got a few more like little leaves and acorns down here at the bottom. These ones are available in both the paper and the clear, depending on how you like to layer your stickers or use them in your planner. So I personally like them on both paper types. I think the fall foliage is like one of my favorite sticker sheets that I've ever done, so I'm happy that that one is making its way back. But these are just some like fun fall sticker sheets if you're wanting to get a head start on fall. I know fall doesn't really start until September, but you know, it's never too early to celebrate fall. As for state flowers, I have two new state flowers coming to the shop this month. So the first one is New York roses. My friend Jen from Chappie Plans is from New York, and she is on my rep team, and she was requesting roses be this month's state flower, so I had to do that. There is no official color of rose that is New York state flower. It's any color, any variety. So I decided to mix it up a little bit with the colors. So we've got like some orangey peach ones, some pink, and some red. There's these really cool little plus signs in the background that kind of transition through all the colors of the florals, and they're also available on clear. I think the texturing that I like incorporated into these, like the little dotted speckled leaves, I think it shows up a little bit better on the paper. So I think I like the paper ones of the roses. But the other state flower I have, I think I like better on the clear. Well, maybe on the paper. I can't decide. But this one is the Florida Orange Blossom, which when I put a poll in my Instagram stories for which state do you want to see next, this was like the overall winner. So Florida Orange Blossoms it is. I love the little oranges that I've included in there, and then these little like bursts that go around them kind of remind me of like orange juice. I don't know. That's where I was thinking in my head. But they are like a white flower, so I added in some touches of cream so that on the clear, when you put these in your planner, they're not just like solid line art. There is some like shadowing to them that kind of defines them as a flower. So Florida Orange Blossoms, I already used these in my own planner, and I paired them with a different sticker sheet that I will show you in just a minute, and I'm sure you probably figured it out by now. But yes, two new state flowers for this month. If you're interested in seeing your state flower represented next month, as always, leave me a comment down below. I try to go by what's requested the most, so if you are among many people who request a certain state, I try to make that one happen, and hence the Florida Orange Blossoms this month. I've got like 3 fall designs for you. So I got the Falling for Fall. So they're not quite the same as the fall foliage. So they're fall leaves, yes. Similar concept there. But they're a little bit more of like, I don't know, a solid shape. They have some like patterning on them, some little white speckles. But they're a completely different vibe than the fall foliage. And then I worked some quotes in there as well. So we've got leaves are falling and autumn is calling. And then fallen leaves are autumn confetti. So these are a fun, like, I think a more modern leaf, and this one's probably a more traditional leaf pattern, but never too early to start celebrating fall. And then I have some pumpkins because, you know, I like to get started early with the pumpkins, not necessarily for Halloween, just because it's autumn. I have pink pumpkins, and then I have the stitched pumpkins. So I had some pumpkins in my shop last year, and they weren't my favorite, so those won't be making a reappearance, but these new pumpkins I'm very happy with. So the pink pumpkins have a couple, I think 6 pumpkins, varying sizes. They all have like different patterns on them. So like these ones are little speckles, this one's polka dots, like that texturing. I mean, there's repeats, so like this one and this one and this one and this one, but I think that makes the spread cohesive, and then some like stitching on this one. So I think these are a really fun, like trendy pumpkin, but if you're more of a fan of like a traditional pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern, we've got stitched pumpkins. So some of them are just plain pumpkins, and then some of them are like jack-o'-lanterns. They have faces on them. And if you want them all to be jack-o'-lanterns, I'm sure you could just draw faces of your own onto the 3 that don't have them. I like the stars in the background. The black stars really make the faces on them pop. And they all have this kind of stitched detailing around the edges. So I think they're really fun and whimsical and just perfect for the season. So these are my like kind of fall designs. There will be more fall coming next month, definitely. But for now, we're kind of easing into it. This next one is my biggest category, so food-themed stickers. So the first one is also kind of a fall-themed sticker sheet, which is Apple of My Eye. And I thought this would be great for back to school, also apple picking in fall, and then also Rosh Hashanah is coming up, so all the apple-related things. But you got a number of apples here in red, green, and yellow. I love these ones that are the half view of the apples, and then there's some slices as well. And then over here, kind of surrounding the quote, are like little confetti stickers of apple seeds. And of course, we had to get the quote in there. So I think this is really fun for like fall. Another fruit one, we've got Doing My Very Best. I already used this on my channel to make my social media spread, and I love this sticker sheet. 2 quotes on here, Living the Sweet Life and Doing My Very Best. And then these are kind of like a fun, like flat shape. So they don't have like a whole lot of dimension to them. They have that like white speckling on them to kind of mimic the seeds. And then I wanted to just go for like a warm color palette, just a lot of warm colors, and I think they're really fun that way. We've also got this one for the end of summer, so for all your camping and s'more making activities, you've got scrumptious s'mores, and you get 4 different s'mores, a bunch of these little brown hearts that are really fun to kind of cluster around, and then a couple little quotes that are using the word s'more. So life is s'more fun with friends, so maybe you're memory keeping like a camping trip that you did with friends. That would be really fun to like include in there. The s'more, the merrier. The world needs s'more people like you. So I just had some fun like picking out the quotes to go along with these, but memory keeping like a camping trip would be really fun, or like planning a camping trip, or even just like if you're making s'mores at home, a great spread for that. And then we've got ice cream. So this one I think is more summery. It's that same warm color palette as like the berries and I think 1 or 2 other things that I have in this release. But this one is called What's the Scoop, and you get a number of ice cream cones. So like these taller ones, the ones that have like the scoops on them. This one is upside down just because it fit better in the space that way, but you could put it right side up when you're planning with it. Some confetti stickers that look like little sprinkles. We've got What's the Scoop, and then It's Always Ice Cream Weather for the quotes for this one. I tried to do a number of sheets that had both like the decorative and the quotes on them because I know that makes for like a more complete spread. So if you're like trying to make a spread with one sticker sheet, it's better to have like all of the different elements all included on one sheet. So that's what I tried to do with like this one. And then the last in the food category is the You're the Zest sticker sheet. So this one I paired with the Florida orange blossoms. It's the same color palette, and you're even getting some overlap with those florals. I wanted to make the oranges after I already made the orange blossoms because I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to layer this with like some orange wedges and some orange slices? And that's what I did in my catch-all for this week. I had a lot of fun with it. So I think they work well together because obviously they're both oranges and they're the same color palette and the same florals. But you could also use them separately if that's what you'd prefer. I think like citrus fruit is like definitely on my mind design-wise right now, so I had a lot of fun drawing these ones. They've got a little bit of like a white detailing through the slices to kind of mimic like the texture of an orange wedge. I love this one that has the orange blossom with the orange, the same one from the Florida orange blossom, and then I layered an orange wedge over it, so it's like a 2-parter kind of thing. Available on clear and paper. I really like the clear on this one. I think the orange is really vibrant on the clear, but for layering purposes, I used the paper, and I think they turned out great too. So you got options. I'm just really excited about these orange wedges. I also have a few more miscellaneous sticker sheets for you. So this one in that same warm color palette is called Actin Kinda Shady. You know, like the song lyric, but I did sunglasses. it's summery, but it's really fun. I think you could use this at any point during the year. So there's a number of really fun, like funky sunglasses. You got the hearts and you got the florals. And I love the florals that pair with like the florals on the sheet. They're very simple florals, but kind of retro in a way. And the quotes I picked for this one I think look so fun with like the florals surrounding them. I mixed it up with the colors of the typography, and I messed around with like the sizing of things. So we got future so bright I gotta wear shades, and then look on the bright side. I have planned with this in my daily, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I used like some pink markers and just had a lot of fun like really building up the like warm color palette of this sticker sheet. So this is really fun. It'll match with like those strawberries. It'll match with, oh gosh, what else will it match with? Well, I'll show you in a second what it'll match with. But it's the same color palette reoccurring if you wanted to combine them. I don't know how you would combine them, but they are the same color palette just in case. And then I've got Funky Florals, which is another color palette. So it's the same as this one. I'll get there in a second. But for this one, and I've already had a Funky Florals sheet in my shop. It was called Funky Florals. I didn't like it that much, actually. Like, after like a month or so, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little tired of this one. So I stole the title for this one. And I'm happier with this one. So it's kind of these patterned, like, florals. So we've got like one that has little lines through it, the pink one is solid, and then the like yellow-green has little speckles on it. And I wanted to keep it simple because I wanted to go a little bit more complicated with like the quotes. So I used this really fun like retro-inspired typography for this one, and I messed around with like the sizes and the word placement and like how close together the letters were, obviously. So I went for some like self-care or like positive self-thinking quotes. So don't listen to everything you think. Treat yourself with kindness, and then you're not stuck, you're getting ready to bloom. And I thought that was appropriate for like the florals. So a combination of quotes and decorative stuff on this sheet, and I just love this color palette. I think it's really fun and funky, trendy, you know. And then the last one I have is another one that I was like, okay, back to school. I want to revamp the Bookish collection. I love the Bookish collection, but it's a lot of neutral tones, and I don't feel like a lot of neutral tones really speak to me. I'm sure they'd go great for fall if you wanted to do like Bookish and leaves, but if you're looking for like a more trendy, bold Bookish collection, I have this one sheet. It's called One More Chapter. It has different quotes than the last Bookish collection, and the books are different colors and kind of a different style with like the lines kind of extending beyond like the outline of the books. I love this stack up here that I kind of repurposed. It changed into a teacup from a mug. The glasses changed out. I added different patterns and like titles on them. We've got some Dalmatian dots in the background in that like kind of teal peacocky blue color. And then the quotes say, I was born with a reading list I will never finish. That one's from Maud Casey. And then I'd rather be reading. So I think this is really fun. I also plan with this one in my daily planner, and I love the way that turned out. I paired it with, according to Allie's, like black and white spotty dotty washi tape, and I thought it added like the perfect bold touch to things. So this is a really fun kind of back to school sticker sheet, or you know, if you're like someone who loves to read, year round on that one. And then the final category I have is just more Dalmatian dots. So I wanted to, oh gosh, I'm mixing them all up. Okay, so I wanted to do this one that matched that warm color palette that made an appearance in like so many different sticker sheets this month. So I wanted to do this so you could like layer with them, and it's kind of like an ombre effect where it like transitions through all the different colors of the palette. So it's really fun, or you could pair it with something other than those warm colored sheets. I think it's cool to have like the different gradients going on. And next month I'm planning on doing like a cool color palette. This one is called Sunny Dalmatian Dots. It's under the same Dalmatian Dots listing as the other sheets that I have. And then clear and paper on this one, depending on how you like to layer them. So if you want them on like the bottom layer of your layers, I think the paper is best because you're getting some vibrancy. But if you want them to overlap other stickers, I like the clear ones because they'll show up on top of like other designs that you put down on your page. And then this one was requested that I do brown Dalmatian dots. So they're kind of like a gray brown. I was thinking more neutral for fall, but maybe a more chocolatey brown next month. I can't quite decide. But I think they're a fun little neutral. They could lean brown, they could lean gray, depending on how you pair them. So these are the brown Dalmatian dots. Again, also on that same listing as the other Dalmatian dots in my shop. But there you have it, all of my new designs for August. Did I mention there were 15 of them plus the returning designs? I don't know if I did, but I was working really hard on this. I've got a lot of stuff in this release that I'm really happy with. I think my favorite might have to be the strawberries. although I'm pretty fond of like the new design of the bookish one. I think that one's just a little bit more me. And then pink pumpkins, obviously. Gotta have those pink pumpkins for fall. I love it. Okay, but let me know down in the comments which one's your favorite. These are available, I think, now by the time this video goes live. And you can check out my Etsy shop in the link below. There you have it. If you like this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner-related content, and follow me over on Instagram at Katelyn Plans, where I share after the pen photos, as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. Thanks for watching, and happy planning.